All right, so tonight we'll continue working on the petals of this plant flower right here. So I have alizarin crimson, prism violet, raw umber, and white, titanium white. So, I'm going to try to use a flat one for now. And we'll work on this one here, that part. So let's take prism violet. Whoa.
It's too dark.
Whoa. What, the
prism violet?
It's the camera.
Oh, the camera?
Mm-hmm. At night, because this is I'm recording at nighttime, so
every time I'm asking, I'm taking the same question as answer.
Same answer. That's okay. So I'm mixing prism violet, a little bit of alizarin crimson, and raw umber. So raw umber should be there to make it more earthy, make the color more earthy. So I'm going to take there's a bit of glare on this. I'll try to minimize the glare in a minute. All right, that's good. Let's take a little bit of white and highlight this color we're using. In certain areas, not everywhere. Just a couple of and now I'm going to take raw umber, a little bit of this prism violet, put it in raw umber, and we're going to darken this area here. This is, and I think we will need darker than this. I'll wait for it to dry and then I will add more of the raw umber and prism violet. I'm going back and forth and, highlighting and darkening some areas here. All right, let's let it dry, and I'll stop for a minute, adjust the lighting here, and then we'll continue. Right, now, next one. I'm going to take the same, where is it? It's right here. Same brush, and let's work on this one here. And this one is a little bit more, I think, a little bit lighter. But for now, we'll start with dark, like we always do. Kind of medium tone, not really dark. And then we add, I like to do it this way. I start with the medium tone and then I add the darks and the lights. Okay, now, especially sometimes it's nice to do this while the paint is still wet. It's easier to blend the color. I'm going to change my brush into a round. Pick up raw umber, prism violet. It's weird, this prism violet. Its consistency is very strange on this thing. Anyway, right, okay, let's darken this area a little bit more, especially here. This is really dark in here. You can hardly see it right now, but when it dries, you will see it. And also when I start putting the highlight, you will see it. And now I'm going to take white, put it in. Make sure that the white is tipping towards the right shade, or not shade, color. So I want this to be more on the purple side, reddish purple. There. This is easy with, this is really like, this prism violet's really good. Okay, now because the color is wet, or the paint, I'm sorry, I should say the paint is wet, it blends softly. Don't have harsh edges. Let's bring in some medium tones and soften in between the dark and the light. Last night we were talking about, in the class here, about pushing boundaries, like pushing yourself and going outside your comfort zone when you're painting something. Honestly, when we do this, I feel like sometimes I am pushing myself, you know, with my comfort zone is usually I like to do stuff like architectural detail, and this is not my comfort zone, but I push myself and it's great. I don't know how you.
That's a really good point, actually.
Yeah, I mean, you know,
it's trying different.
Yes.
I like trying different.
Yes.
May not be always successful, but you know.
Yes, and also finding your niche. We always
Yeah.
think we're always worried about finding our niche.
Yeah.
But honestly, it's about painting. It's not about, it's just paint. You know, when you paint and you challenge yourself, then you will find your niche. I mean, enjoy, paint and enjoy, and don't think about the niche.
I've been keeping that in mind because I just paint because I like to paint.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and that's the way it should be. Because you enjoy it.
Other goal, yeah. I was just telling my sis how long I've been doing this, you know? When I first came into the studio, I remember, and I was just like in awe of everyone there, like they were painting. Oh my God, the big canvases. Like,
yes.
It was such a diverse group, I remember coming in. And felt a little intimidated because like haven't done anything like that. It was all watercolor before that. And
but you kept on it, like you persisted and
yes.
And that's why now it's
I enjoy it a lot more than watercolor.
It's a pleasure now, yes.
Yeah, yes. And also the instructions. So I felt that with the watercolor, sometimes it was very restricted according to the instructions. And, you know, to have the freedom sometimes to
do it your way,
divert a bit, or, you know, I think that's important too.
Yes. I mean, I was no problem. I was trying to explain last night that when you push yourself outside your comfort zone, it doesn't mean that you need to work on subject matter or things that you don't like. This is not, you can do it. You can work on stuff you like and challenge yourself at the same time. So it doesn't have to be, we think that if we work in medium or let's say pastel, personally, let's say I don't like pastel, okay, but
same here.
Yeah, but I want to challenge myself. Yeah, I can challenge myself.
Yeah,
but I don't have to really if I don't want to. You know, like challenge yourself with stuff that you enjoy too. Like there's a lot of ways of challenging yourself and enjoy it at the same time. It doesn't have to be a chore.
Yeah. Well, the art teacher at my last high school, so she works in pastel.
Okay.
And she's gotten a lot of accolades for her work. Laura Way, I believe is. I think. Now I'm going to forget her name. You know, the one that's got her paintings of trees. Michelin. No, Michelina.
Oh, Michelina. Yes, yeah. Michelina.
Michelina goes Laura Way.
Ah, okay.
And sometimes she'll post her stuff because she takes photographs of scenery, you know, Northern Ontario, and that. And a lot of her works are of nature, you know.
Right. Okay.
But she does beautiful blending, you know, like it is an art in itself. It's like people who work in wax, you know, like they work and do.
So she is.
But she's a part of some Oakville group, I think.
Right.
And I've seen her get a few accolades, little awards for her work.
Right. But she is working with
I love it.
Yeah, she loves that. Yeah. She loves pastel. So she will learn more. Yeah. Because she's enjoying it.
Yes. And plus, you know, if you're somebody who wants to be in a society, which I think Fatini, you were part of a society as well. There is certain pressure as well when you're in a group. Yeah. You know, I don't know if I could deal with that kind of pressure.
And I noticed it was something that people, everybody wanted to be better than the other.
Yeah.
So it was a competition.
Competition. Yeah. Yes, and I didn't like it.
Yeah.
Yes, and
I remember Christine being part of that too.
Oh, Christine was furious.
And yet so talented, you know? Like, it's like everybody needs to appreciate each other's, you know.
She was too young for this group.
Yeah.
But then she was doing a very good job.
Yeah, she was doing well.
Yes, still does. But sometimes,
Yeah.
She couldn't tolerate a couple of things. Me, that's okay. I don't care. I don't mind. I do whatever I want to do. And
Yeah.
Christine was really, really upset.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember when you were part of that. I mean, I've seen your work, like when we were in studio. Like, it's just beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah, I just remember walking around. I was telling my sister, I said, you know, we were in studio at the time. We walk around, look at each other's work, you know, and get inspired, because sometimes we might be working on something, but everyone does a different interpretation in a way.
Yes, true.
Which is kind of cool.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yes.
Question for you. I was watching, sorry, this is totally off topic.
No.
I was watching the British landscape competition. And the one artist, because there's a time challenge, did acrylic, and then he put an oil glaze.
Ooh.
Yes.
I've never heard of that. Explain that to me. How does that work?
Yeah.
So that was news to me. I didn't know that existed, but he mentioned it and he didn't elaborate. I just thought,
Why are you saying that it's you find it strange? Not strange, but
no, I just never heard of it. It was strange for me because I never heard of it. So how does that work? And how does he does it in acrylic, and then the oil actually, like, I didn't know the oil and acrylic could merge.
Can you give me a little bit more info on how he did it?
I'm painting this portrait in acrylic, and then I'm putting an oil glaze. That's all he said. So I didn't know.
So when you were watching him?
Yeah, well, he said this to the commentator when they were walking around and they were explaining their painting. I just never knew that you could do that, or how does the oil and acrylic work together?
Yes. So you can use acrylic at the bottom, like first layer.
Yeah.
Paint whatever you want, light, dark, put the colors that you want, and then come back after, because acrylic dries fast, right? So you come back, instead of using oil as thick oil, and it will cover what you did underneath.
Yeah.
He uses a glaze with oil to make it transparent, right? To make it like kind of soft and transparent. And then he puts it over the acrylic that he worked on. Like, he has the light, all of the values that he wants with the acrylic. He light green, dark green, whatever he's doing. And then he will come back, because he's not using one color as glazes. Did he use one color, or was he using?
I know he didn't elaborate. I know
but
nothing.
When you're watching him, did you see him using? Did you see because sometimes what they do is they paint everything in oil and then they put one color glaze over the whole thing to give it.
That they bounce from one artist to another, and there's a lot of. I wasn't able to see that.
Yes, so it depends on what he wanted to do. He wanted probably what he was doing is painting everything the way he all in acrylics, almost like it's done, and then he comes back and he adds a glaze over it in oil. So oil, when it's a glaze, you can still see the color of the acrylic underneath. all of the work that he did underneath, you can still see it. It doesn't cover. It doesn't, oil is not going to come and sit on top because oil is opaque. It will come if he doesn't glaze his oil, if he doesn't use a glaze with his oil, it will cover what he did in acrylic. It will cover.
What's the benefit of that glaze to the
because
overall?
oil has this luminosity, like it's luminous, and it gives it that richness of the color.
Yeah, I do find that it's rich oil.
Yes, it's rich. So that's what he's trying to do. So it's like saving a bit of. It's easier because in acrylic you're painting and it dries fast. And then you come back with the oil and you know exactly what you want to put on top because you've done it already. You know, you have the green here, the red here, the light, the dark, so all what he's doing is just making it richer with the oil glaze. That's why.
Okay. Yeah, I just never heard of it before until then, but yeah, interesting.
It is interesting, and it's great that he's doing that. But a lot of artists do. They use this technique.
Yeah.
Try it.
And it looks better, Leah?
It looks
more richer?
Rich. Yeah, richer.
Rich.
Because in those competitions, they have such a timeline that they have, they have to do. I love watching that show.
Yeah, me too.
And they can't really explain. They can't explain and talk at like paint and explain at the same time. They don't have time anyway. They're like they're walking around and talking to them, and as soon as they come to where they are, this is when they try to explain what they're doing. Okay. Yeah. When they come to their Sometimes, it's when you're doing in art school, the instructor will come and you're painting, and the instructor will ask you, so what are you trying to do here? Can you explain to me? Can you tell me what you're trying to do? I'm like, sometimes I would feel like saying, I have no clue what I'm doing. I'm just painting, and all I want at the end of the day is a good mark. So don't ask me.
How many years you were at school, Leah?
3.
3 years.
Yeah. It was fun, but it was tiring. It was a lot. It was a lot because you're immersed in it every single day. That's all you do. Day from morning till night, and sometimes overnight when you have have a project.
It paid the price, no?
I don't know. Yeah, maybe.
Of course.
It's fun. But honestly, most of the stuff they teach you a lot, but you teach yourself as well after. You keep on learning after. There's so much to
learning work it by yourself.
Yes. It's non-stop learning.
Yeah.
It's fun.
And exercise also pays the price and the
yes, practicing.
Exercise the same.
Practicing, yeah.
Practicing.
Yes. I agree. Now, I don't know, in the reference, I have a line here. Did I put this line, or is it there? This highlight in there. Can someone tell me? Because I don't know if... Oh, actually, you know what? I can use an eraser and try to erase the... Oh, yeah, there is. Okay, got it. There is. It's a bit of a highlight in here. Ugh, you know what? I'm using the wrong brush here. Let's use a good brush.
Oh, these brushes.
There.
It goes so much.
Right. Okay, next. I should explain a bit what I'm doing. Okay, so now we need a little bit of a shadow. I lost a bit of that shadow in here. Down here. A little bit stronger. Stronger. I'm just using Prism Violet for this. I started with Prism Violet and
just Prism Violet.
I started with Prism Violet and raw umber, but then now I'm using just Prism Violet. There. That's good. It's good enough. Okay, now one more to go. This one here, down here, which is really dark. And we should be okay. We should be done with this part. So I'm going to go dark, Prism Violet and raw umber. And let's go like that. It will dry darker.
So what color is that?
It's Prism Violet and raw umber.
Oh.
And now I'm just going to take that little, where is it? Little brush, round brush, and put a little bit of highlight, not too much. This is the dark Prism Violet and raw umber that I'm using. I'm going to take a little bit of white, medium tone. It doesn't have to be a strong highlight. And I'm just going to give this one down here, and it will draw. It will dry darker.
The one that you mentioned, Esther mentioned.
Yes.
Oh.
That's the one. That's the one I'm working on right now.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. So this is a hint of that edge of the this leaf. This is drying darker. I'm gonna highlight it. Let's highlight it a little bit more. Are you going to try it, Ingrid?
Oh, I don't have oil. So
oh, you don't have oil?
No, I've never used oil. I always have a desire to use oil, to try it.
You know, in the spring, if we do that in the afternoon, an afternoon of, you come over here, everybody comes here, and we paint together in the studio here. If you want, we can do that. We can explore.
I'd love to.
we can do.
Say again.
In the spring. Okay. You know, we were talking about. You're okay. I'm recording. Is that okay with you? I'm still recording. Yeah. Okay. So we talked about getting together maybe once a month, or, you know, here in the studio in the afternoon. It's an afternoon. We're not doing.
How many people?
Us.
Okay. Our class?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought your whole group.
No, just us. You know, the Wednesday night, we'll pick an afternoon during the week, which is, you know, it's going to be kind of convenient for everybody. And then we will explore oil. We will work with
that would be cool.
Yeah, you'll see. It's fun, actually. It's really fun.
But it smells?
Pardon?
It smells? Has a smell?
No. We'll do water oil. Yeah. No.
Yeah, I think I bought myself a little kit. I've never opened up.
I have here.
Water-based.
Yeah, water-based I have, so it's fine. We don't. You don't need to buy anything.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I tell you the truth, I miss working with oil. I really miss working with oil. But this is easier.
Yes.
Easier.
Acrylic is easier?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Not easier, it's less messy, and it dries fast. For me. I want it to dry fast. Now, this color is looking a little bit more reddish because it's not like in the reference. In the reference, you'll see a little bit more blue in there. But that's okay. It doesn't have to be exactly the same.
Can you zoom into that underlining leaf there?
This one here? Yes, yeah. I will zoom. No problem. Let me see if I zoom this way, if it's clear. I'll push this up. And then, can you see it?
Yeah, and that is the prism and the raw umber.
Okay, which one we're talking about? That one here or that one here?
The shadow, the one underneath.
This one.
Yeah.
That's prism violet and raw umber only. I'm not sure I like this. I'm going to wait for it to dry. If it's too light still, I will tone it down a bit. I'll glaze it, push it back. It's a bit too light. It's still wet. Okay, let's leave it for now. I'm going to stop recording and then I'll glaze it. I'll wait for it to dry and then I'll glaze. All right, so now I'm going to glaze.
You're glazing?
Yes, I'm glazing. I'm going to glaze this.
Darker?
Because it's, yes, it's actually, I'm going to take the color, prism violet and a little bit of touch of raw umber. But the thing is, I'm not going to put any white. And there's water in here, like it's transparent. That's why I'm going to even clean my brush 100%, pick up the color, the paint again, and just go over this. And that's it. That's all I want to do. Just tone it down.
What color?
I used prism violet and a tiny bit of raw umber in there and just glazed it. Water. Make sure that it's transparent. Your color is transparent. So when I'm mixing, if I'm using my brush to mix the colors together, I clean my brush 100%. I put water, mix them, then clean my brush, and then pick up the paint.
Did you put white as well?
Did I? Sorry?
White.
No, I didn't put any white. No. I'm going to stop. Okay, so we're done for this week. Next week we'll work on the pomegranate and the seeds, or actually the week after. There's no class next week.